Hey guys, it's Ewan here with the latest portfolio update. I'm also going to go through the watch list of stuff I'm following this week. So last week was good. We finished up around $1,500, which brings us pretty close to all-time account highs, only slightly down now. And you can see here I've got 7 positions open on my plus 100 account. I don't have as many open on eToro because they don't have as many markets, so I'll go through that in a second. Some of the positions I want to highlight are this New Zealand USD position. So this is pretty big at the moment, £300 on here, and I think about $350, $400 on eToro. So this was one that pulled up very quickly after we entered. So I actually entered on this day here on the 5th of October. What happened was the market pulled down a little bit, but then we saw this correction, and we've gone very, very close to hitting my stop loss. So we actually saw the market go, I think it was within 4 or 5 pips, and this was over a period of 5 days, so it was very difficult to watch the position go from up $200 down to nearly $400 loss. But I didn't panic, didn't move the stop loss, and I mentioned this as a good example of discipline and why we use stop losses, because we knew the risk to begin with. So don't change anything when the market starts moving against you, because you know what your risk is anyway. So there's no reason to panic. And then we got this market pullback. So this is what we expected to happen. I didn't expect this correction, but the direction was right. And now we're up about $800 altogether, $700 altogether. So this is a good example of a trade. I'm probably going to look to close this out in the next couple of days, because you can see here that it's starting to pull back a little bit today, and it wouldn't surprise me if we start seeing a little bit more correction, because this move down has been pretty steep, and it can't keep going on this forever. So this is a good trade to highlight. Another trade I like at the moment is Coco. So if I just get it up on here, Coco is one of these markets that can really rally very quickly. So this was the breakout. I posted this analysis on the Facebook group. What we have here is a very big bearish trend from kind of most of 2016 and into early 2017. And then we've got this rounding bottom that's formed in the daily chart. So that's from December 2016 all the way till November. We've got this very smooth rounding bottom. So we're forming lower lows, and then we hit this point where we can't break the 1800 level. So you can see the market here, doesn't market here and the market here, almost on a double bottom. And then the next time it tries to break the new low, it's slightly higher. And here we're making higher lows, and we're trapped by this 2100 support level, resistance level, which we saw one false breakout of early this year, and now we've got the false breakout, an actual breakout here. So I actually entered a little bit early, so I got in on this day here. So you can see the 11th of October was when we saw it first break out above the 2100 level. It did break a little bit higher, and then it corrected back, but then we saw it break out again, and now this is where I think this move can really blow up, because everyone who's kind of been shorting in this period here is going to start having to buy their positions back, and we're going to get a short squeeze in some way, shape or form. And we can just see how quickly this market can rally, because if I just flick back, look how high it's been before, and if you look at how low we are at the moment, then you can see very quickly there's a lot of upside here. And yeah, so you can see how quickly this can go. So if we look back in 2007, it went from 1800 up to 3300, so that's nearly double. And then again in 2009, and then we saw it come down from 3,600 to 22,000. So you can see this market moves very quickly, and very big moves. So hopefully this is going to push a lot higher in the next few days. Up I think £200, yeah, well £150 from about 4 days of this trade. So I think it can go a lot higher here. And then the other one I wanted to look at is soybeans. So similarly again, we have a nice commodity market that will kind of rally very quickly and also crash very quickly. But this is more of a mean reversion trade again. So I kind of bang on about these all the time, because these are my favorite play to make. We see the market a little bit overextended in this period here. Let me just zoom in. We see the market a little bit overextended here. And the kind of general trend here is bearish. So you can see kind of downward trending line here, and we're kind of making lower lows along here. So I sold on this day here, the first day it broke back in, and ever since then it's been breaking down lower and lower. There is the potential that this is just a small correction, and the market will pull back into a bullish trend, in which case I'll probably be looking to buy on a breakout here. But for now, we're seeing good profit on these, And I really like these commodity markets. So if you're not trading on brokers that can give you that, make sure you go to the website, and I've got a preferred broker section where I tell you exactly where I trade and which market. So if you are wanting to follow all these trades, you are going to have to have an account that lets you do that. So you're not going to be able to trade everything on eToro, because I'm not going to trade a lot of these markets on there. And then this Bitcoin trade that I've kind of mentioned a few times, that I think there's the potential for this to go to the 7,000 level, because we've seen it rally very quickly before, and many times obviously, and every time it makes this new all-time high, it tends to rally by about $2,000. But this time we are starting to see these pullbacks. I mean, this is another example where I nearly got stopped out straight away, but I held my stop loss, so it actually went up from 5,800, dropped nearly $800 actually in a few hours, and then spiked back up, and now we're seeing a pretty good profit on this. So I entered on this day back here, and what we want to see again is a break of this $6,200 level. So we want to see this bounce to the all-time high, and it probably, looking like it might do that, but these kind of corrections are pretty common. If you look at these periods here, you get the red days that spike down very sharply. So we have to see how this one plays out. Now, with regards to markets I'm watching in the next week or so, I'm focusing a lot on the Swiss franc at the moment. So if we look at Euro CHF, we're actually approaching not all-time highs, but kind of multi-year highs here that we haven't seen since the euro and the Swiss franc were unpinned. So if we look back on a longer time frame, there's really no upside resistance on here until much higher up, because if we just look back, where we had this huge drop in the end of 2014. If you don't know what this was when they unpinned the Swiss franc and the euro, and no one expected it, so the market absolutely crashed. And you can see we're actually at the highest levels we've been since this here. So if we do break up high here, we're looking to buy this breakout, then we're really looking to target this 1.2 level, and that would be a really big move. So there's plenty of upside here, so just keep an eye on this in the next few days, and we'll see what happens. Similarly with USD CHF, I think the Swiss franc's looking pretty weak at the moment across the board, because again we've seen this market kind of looking to break out here, and we saw it actually gap up over the weekend, which is always a good sign. So if this gap holds, then I'll probably be looking to buy either in today's session or tomorrow. So keep an eye on those two markets. And then another one that I'm interested in at the moment is natural gas. So what we've seen here is it's been consolidating for a very long time. If you remember, a few weeks ago I made the trade, the perfect kind of sell up here, and I closed it out down here, which was almost a perfect move, and I made $1,700 on that. So that was a nice mean reversion trade, but now what we're looking for is a breakout into a kind of more trend trade. So I'm looking for a breakout on the top here. There's still a way away, but again we've had this gap up overnight, which suggests that we might have some more buying power stepping in the next few days, and that's really what we're going to be looking for, because this 3.1 level's held a lot of times. It's not been able to break this 2.85 level on the downside. And if we look at the weekly, this is one of those markets, again, just like soybeans and cocoa, that can really blow up. I mean, look how consolidatory this period has been, and we still managed to make a $1,700 trade in this, which is absolutely excellent, because there's really not much money to be made in periods like this. But when we look back, I've already done some analysis on this historically. If we look back, we can see this market rallies from the two region up to 6. If we even go back here, it rallied all the way to 14. So if we really are going to get a big trend here, it's going to be something we're going to want to definitely get in on the upside, because the risk reward on these is really good. And yeah, so you can see this is kind of $7 up to 16, and if you consider the period we're in here, it's very flat. So we're really looking for a position here. And that's it for this video. I'm actually flying to India tomorrow, for by the time I release this video, so I'm going to be changing the way I release trades a little bit. So I'll probably have to start doing them in the mornings because of the time difference. I'll be doing trades around 3 a.m. UK time, which will be 7 a.m. when I'm away. So I'll post the trade updates around 7 or 8 a.m. for the UK time, so everyone has time to look at them. And obviously you can look at them when you get home from work or wherever you are, but you might be a bit more of a delay if you do that. So thanks for watching. Let me know if you've got any questions, and I look forward to hearing more from you.